Floyd Mayweather and now Leonard Ellerbee both agree that the Monster Inoue is the best fight out there for Javonte Davis. Yes, better than Shakur Stevenson, better than Devin Haney, better than your favorite fighter. The Monster Inoue is the best option for Javonte Davis at a catchweight. They both agree. I'm going to let y'all know how I feel about the situation, and y'all might be surprised what I have to say about this. Before we get into it, make sure that you hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. So Inoue versus Javonte Davis at a catchweight. Floyd Mayweather put it out there. Leonard Ellerbee now agrees. And what do the fans think? How big would this fight be? Now, when I first heard this, I put my head down and I immediately got pissed off, and I said, why do Floyd Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbee keep coming with this silly ass shit for Javonte Davis? Don't nobody want to see Tank fight a man that walked around at 108 pounds, right? He started his career at 108 against a man that we've seen walk around at 185 before. Why do we want to see this? They need to cut it out with this ish. But then I start thinking about it a lot more, you know. See, the thing is boxing is going to be what it's going to be. I told myself, you got to stop being emotionally tied to these fights happening. You feel me? Because boxing is a business. And when I thought about what Floyd Mayweather said, I said, I agree. Inoue is the best fight possible for Javonte Davis if he's willing to move up and take the fight at a catchweight. Why do I think that? Yeah, why did I say that? Well, this is the thing. We've heard Leonard Ellerbee not sugarcoated for years. He told us from the jump, Javonte Davis is going to be a star. Just watch and wait. We got a plan for Tank. Javonte Davis, he don't need to worry about none of these other fighters. I mean, we know the blueprint. We got the blueprint for Tank. Javonte Davis is a star. He told us that for years. He told us that they had the blueprint for Javonte Davis. They had a plan for Javonte Davis. They was gonna build Javonte Davis into a star. The whole time, we was begging to see Tank fight the top fighters that we wanted him to fight in his weight division. The whole time, we didn't get those fights. We still haven't got those fights to this day. But he told you he had a blueprint. Everybody was always wondering, what is the plan that they got for Javonte Davis? What is the blueprint that they have for Javonte Davis? People not going to continue to watch Tank just knock out these guys that you know he going to knock out. False. Now, for some of those who were alive to see a young Mike Tyson going through the ranks, selling out arenas, making the most money in boxing by knocking out guys that you knew he was going to knock out. But you paid to see Mike Tyson knock out those guys because that's what you want to see, knockouts. And that's exactly what Leonard Ellerbee and Floyd Mayweather built Tank's career on. Knockouts. Of course, Javonte Davis is hella talented. He still had to get in the ring and perform those knockouts. But what they did, they made sure that they put Javonte Davis in the ring with a certain type of fighter. A fighter that was going to stand in front of him and be there to be hit. If you look at Javonte Davis's resume, all the same type of fighters. No matter if they were bigger than Javonte Davis or smaller than Javonte Davis. All fighters that's going to be right in front of him, right there to get hit. Tailor-made to his style. And they built Javonte Davis's career on that. Spectacular knockouts. Putting him in the ring with fighters that they knew that he was going to get spectacular knockouts against. And 99% of the time, it worked out just that way. Now, did Javonte Davis get pissed off behind the scenes because he wanted to fight some of those fighters that the fans were screaming that he was ducking, that the fans wanted to see? Of course. But they always found a way to talk him into, we got a plan for you, Tank. Just listen. Listen to how we moving you. We're going to make you a mega superstar, and you're going to get those fights in time. Leonard Ellerbee also told us years and years before the Javonte Davis and Ryan Garcia fight ever happened that Ryan Garcia was the one. Yeah, Ryan Garcia and Tank was going to be the mega fight. Now you had Ryan Garcia with a whole different promotional company. He was with Golden Boy. But if you looked at Ryan Garcia's career, Golden Boy built Ryan Garcia the same way. They put him in with competition that he was going to knock out. And it worked for him 99% of the time. Both fighters, they built their whole career on knockouts, and also they built themselves up outside of the ring being public figures. And after years of Leonard Ellerbee and Floyd Mayweather building Gervonta Davis's career, and years of Oscar De La Hoya building up Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia building up himself on the outside of boxing, they finally got together, and we saw the blueprint play out right in front of our eyes. Yeah, we saw the blueprint play out right in front of our eyes. And then you had to look at Leonard Ellerbee, all that stuff he was saying all of these years. Now you looked at Leonard Ellerbee and Floyd Mayweather like geniuses, because they told us they had a blueprint and they had a plan for Tank years ago. And they also told us Javonte Davis don't need to worry about none of these other guys. When I said, Leonard, what about Javonte Davis and Vasyl Lomachenko fight? He doesn't need to be worried about no Vasyl Lomachenko. Let them do what they do. Javonte Davis don't need to worry about none of these other fighters. And that's what it was. But now you always hear fighters starting to say, you know what? You can't do nothing with these trophies. You can't feed your kids with these belts. You can't feed your kids with legacy. You know, all of these fighters that have a tremendous legacy because they fought the best. A lot of these fighters, you walk past them, you don't know who they are today. Or you walk past them and they can't hold a conversation with you. So they built Javonte Davis's career a lot different. They took care of him like the franchise quarterback. You don't put your franchise quarterback in harm's way in a preseason game. You protect him. And that's exactly what they did with Tank. Now, this is not a knock to Javonte Davis. This is not saying that Javonte Davis couldn't have beat all those guys that you may think are the best fighters, or all those guys that we were calling for him to fight. But if you have a plan that's already mapped out, you already know what it's going to take to build him into a mega star, you don't risk it and mess up the bag. You know what I'm saying? Before you get there, you don't risk it. I'm pretty sure he would have beat most of them. But see, the thing is, with Leonard Ellerbee and Floyd Mayweather, their whole plan was not to put him in harm's way. Don't risk him fumbling and messing up the bag. You can't risk that. We got a superstar. We know we got a superstar. So let's continue to build towards the blueprint and the plan that we have for him. Now, the plan has played out. Javonte Davis and Ryan Garcia did mega numbers, right? Big success. Now, what does Javonte Davis do after this, right? Javonte Davis is a superstar, but how do you make him a household name? How do you make sure that Tank is known all around the world? Who else can you put him in the ring with? Inoue. That Japanese man that's a mega household name and a super duper star in Japan, right? Who has a record of 25-0 with 22 KOs. And people love him also because he knocking out everybody. You put them two in the ring, the casual fan base that Javonte Davis built up, they not going to care about how big Inoue is. They don't care about that. They didn't care when he was fighting Gamboa. They didn't care when he was fighting none of these other guys that they paid to see him knock out. That really don't matter to a casual fan base. It really don't, you know. So you put him in there with Inoue, and he's not in harm's way again. So you build him into a household name, and the whole time you really didn't have to put him in harm's way, right? Because we all know that Inoue started his career at 108 pounds. He just moved up to 122. He probably walk around at 125 pounds with a backpack full of bricks. So is there any harm to Javonte Davis, him moving up? Nah. Because besides the fact that everything that I said, Javonte Davis is still a great fighter. And a great big man always beats a great little man. And this ain't even a great little man. This is a great tiny man. It's no match. But they're going to build a narrative off of Inoue getting all these knockouts. They're going to show the highlights of him dominating all these fighters. And before you know it, fans are going to forget that he came up from 108 pounds. Nobody's going to care. And when Tank knocked him out in spectacular fashion, whether it's in Japan or in the U.S., then he will become a household name. He will be a mega superstar not only in the U.S., not only in the U.K., but also in Japan too. Perfect fight. Shakur Stevenson can't do that for him. Devin Haney can't do that for him. No other fighter can do that for him. And you know what else? He gonna get mega millions. He gonna make so much money with Inoue, you gonna think that Tank Davis hit the Powerball. So I say all that to say this. Boxing, it ain't the same like it used to be no more. You know what I'm talking about? We saw fighters come up fighting for legacy. Now these fighters, they ain't fighting for legacy no more. They fighting for a bag, and that's it. And a lot of them, they trying to figure out the easiest way they can get to that bag without putting themselves in harm's way. And that's just what it is, you know. Leonard Ellerbee, he showed y'all the cheat code. Is boxing the same as it was? No. Will boxing ever be the same as it was when I was growing up? No. But you know what? You'll ease your mind once you realize that. And I have realized that. And it is what it is. I'm not finna be begging for no more shit that I know ain't gonna happen. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. And y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again. And I'm gone.